Hey, how y'all doing out there? Back at you again with another video. Today I'd like to do my review of the LG V40. Now, of course, we know this phone came out last year. It was an upgrade from the LG V30, supposedly. Now, I'm going to have to be honest. Now, I know you see two phones on the table here. LG 40's here. This is the LG V30. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm kind of disappointed with this phone. And the reason being, it's there's pretty much hardly any change from the V30 to the V40. Basically, you'll be buying the same phone twice. Very subtle differences. And I'll tell you what they are really quick. The difference between the V30 and the V40 is the fact that you now have 5 cameras instead of 3. You got the power button on the right side instead of the power button being embedded into the fingerprint sensor. You got a boombox down-firing speaker. That's a change. And you have a larger display. And you have a newer processor. That's pretty much it. That's a very incremental upgrade. So my advice, if you have the V30, there's absolutely no reason to upgrade to the V40 unless you just want a bigger phone. This is a 6-inch device. This is a 6.4-inch device. Okay? And it's not really that big of a difference. Honestly, it's a little taller, a tad bit wider. That's about it. Same capacity battery, same 64 gigs of internal memory. So, I mean, there's really not much difference, honestly. So I'm kind of disappointed. You know, the screen is the same. The screen isn't any brighter on this one than it is on this one. Actually, this one actually looks a little bit brighter, the V30, honestly. But pretty much they're the same phone, except for those subtle differences I told you. All right. So I'm going to move this out of the way. So let me tell you first about all the things that I do like about the device, and then I'll get into all the things that I don't like about the device. First thing I like about the LG V40 is I like the build quality. The build quality on this phone is very good. It's solid. You know, it's Gorilla Glass 5 on the front and the back. It's solid. It's not cheap or anything like that. Next thing I like about this device is the always-on display. Now, they're probably as close to Samsung as anybody when it comes to always-on displays. So I like their Samsungs are still better, but I do like LG's always-on display because it's bright. You can see it very clearly. You can see the time, the day, the date, your battery percentage, and you get, of course, your notifications right here. So I like the always-on display. It's very good. Next thing I like about the device is the display. The display, Quad HD display, OLED, and it's bright. You know, not as bright as it could be, but it still looks good. It's a nice, vivid display. It has nice, it has nice color reproduction on it. So I do like the display. The fact that it's a Quad HD display and OLED is the reason why I really like it, because the blacks are going to really be black and then the colors really going to pop. So I do like that. All right. Next, the boombox speaker. The boombox speaker, I don't know. To me, I like it. And then another way I don't like it, because this phone should have dual stereo speakers on it, not just one down-firing speaker. And I think from what I can tell when using this, it seems like also the sound is coming through the display itself, which is okay, but it still doesn't sound all that great. But I'll play the speaker for you and you can hear it yourself and you can judge how you like the speaker. It's not bad. So I must admit it does sound good. It sounds a lot better than the one down firing speaker on the LG V30. I will say that it's definitely louder, and it has a good quality of sound. But I just wish there was sound coming through the earpiece as well. But it does sound good. That's why it's one of the things that I actually do like. Okay. Next thing, the battery standby time. Now, LG has always been known for having excellent standby time with their battery. So basically, if you're not using the phone, you're not going to use the battery, basically, or it's going to really sip battery. So the standby time on this phone is excellent. It's very, very good. Now, as far as the battery life, it's not bad. You'll get through a full day as long as you don't go crazy on it. If you go, I say light to moderate use, you'll get through a full day, no problem. But if you go medium to heavy, you're probably going to run through the battery because it's only a 3300 milliamp battery in it. But the battery life, it's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. But the standby time is what I really like. So basically, like I said, if you're not using the phone, you're basically not going to use any battery at all. Next thing, the speed and the smoothness of the software. Now, this has the 840 Snapdragon 845, and it's very, very snappy, very, very smooth. Gets right in and out really quick. Just boom. Now, you don't believe that? Let me say, I'll clear everything. And so you can see from the beginning how fast it gets in and out. Right in. Boom. Look at that. Right in. Amazon. Boom. Let me see my weather. See, I mean, it just flies through everything. Okay. Right in. No lag whatsoever. Just smooth. Right in, right out. So I like the speed and the smoothness of the software. No issues with the software. Now, I don't like LG Skin, so I have Nova Launcher on. The face unlock. The face unlock is good too. You basically put up to your face and it'll have a little lock thing at the top and then it'll go right into the phone. You don't have to swipe up or anything like that. Now it's not as fast as OnePlus is face unlock, but it's still good and it's pretty accurate, you know. So it's I like the fact that they even have it on there. So it's nice to have a facial unlock, even though it's not the most secure, but it's excuse me, but it is on the phone and it works pretty well. All right, next thing. I like the fact that LG is the last remaining flagship phone that still has a headphone jack right here. And the thing that I like about that is because they have a 32-bit hi-fi DAC on this phone that sounds absolutely amazing. There is no other 32-bit quad DAC that's touching the one that's on this LG phone. And I'm talking going all the way back to the LG V10. Like I'm telling you, this quad DAC is phenomenal. It's amazing. You know, Samsung's ain't touching it. Apple not touch. I mean, I've tried so many different phones, but nobody's touching the quad DAC on this phone. So if you're into audio, your audiophile or not, or you just love good quality sound through your headphones, you're gonna get them on this device, and you don't even have to have real expensive headphones to enjoy the quad DAC on here. But if you do, say, get some hi-fi impedance headphones, you're going to love the quality of sound coming through this phone. No doubt about it. So that's one of the things I also like as well. I also like that the fact that this phone is IP68 water and dust resistant. So there's peace of mind there. You don't have to worry about getting it wet or anything like that. It also has fast charging. Not as fast as, say, Samsung's phones, or I believe it's still on 2.0, quick charge 2.0, which is unfortunate. So the fast charge is not that fast, but it does charge quick. But in my estimation, based on as quick as, other phones are now, it's pretty slow. Okay. So basically you're going to charge your phone probably like an hour, 40 minutes, hour and 45 minutes, which is, really slow from 0 to 100. All right. I like the fact that the phone also has wireless charging. So you can just put it right up on a wireless charging stand. It'll charge up. Unfortunately, it doesn't have fast wireless charging, but it does have wireless charging. So that's a good thing. And the next thing I love the cameras. Now, LG has always really made good cameras on their devices, always. And in this particular one, you have 3 cameras. You have 2 12 megapixels and one 16 megapixel. And also you have wide and ultra wide. So you're going to get more in the photo. So you have 3 there, and then you have 2 in the front. One is, regular and one is wide. So that's good. This thing takes very, very good quality pictures. Very good. And I've had LG phones for years. I've had, all type of LG phones, and they've always taken really good quality photos. So you're not going to have an issue with the camera. Now, is it pixel level photos? No. But you're not going to have an issue with the photo with the cameras on this phone. And also it records, it has manual recording, so you could change things while you're manually video recording. Of course, it shoots at 4K, 60 frames per second on the front. On the back, and then 30 frames per second on the front. You got manual mode. You got pro mode. So you could basically change the white balance, the ISO, the shutter speed. Let me show you the modes really quick. Okay, so you got studio mode, portrait mode. You got the artificial intelligence. You got triple shot. You got manual camera. You go to more. You got slow mo. You got one shot. You got manual video, cinematic video, panorama, flash jump cut, food, YouTube live, story shot. Let me see, what's that one? I can't read that one. It's kind of small. My eyes ain't as good as they used to be. And AR stickers. So I just can't read what that one says. P something shot, but you basically you're gonna have fun with the camera. So it gives you a lot of options when it comes to the camera. So you're not gonna have an issue with the camera. All right. The only thing it's missing is night shot, like night mode, like Google Pixel, the night sight. That's the only thing you're gonna be missing from this particular device. All right, let's get into all the things that I don't like about the device. The first thing I don't like is the notch. Now, you may say, what notch? I didn't see a notch. Oh, there's a notch. Now, you don't see it right now. And this is one of the things I don't like, too. This notch, they have software supposedly on here where you should be able to hide the notch, but it doesn't hide the notch all the time. So if you can't hide the notch throughout the whole UI, what's the point? And I'm going to show you what I mean. I'm going to play a movie. Now, see it right there? See it? Now, why is that showing up now? So you go back to the home screen. Oh, it's gone. As soon as you go to play a video, here comes the notch. So say you're trying to watch something, and I'll play this.
Something very similar to its own.
There it is right there. That should not be there. If you giving me software built in to hide it, why am I seeing it when I'm playing my movie? I don't like that. I don't like that. That annoys me more than anything about this whole device. And let me go into settings. I'm gonna show you what I mean. I'm gonna go to display. It's a new second screen. See this right here? Standard, where you can have the notch. Custom, when you could hide it supposedly. You could have the numbers at the top here. Well, you could have the numbers on the top on both down here. But it has here basically, this one can curve a little more. This one can curve less. But either way, you pick either one, you're still going to see this notch. I'll go back into this again. See? It's still there. That shouldn't be. Why are you going to eliminate it on the home screen but don't eliminate it when I'm trying to watch media content? That's when I don't want to see it. When I'm watching movies, I don't want to see no notch in my display when I'm trying to watch movies. I don't really care that much about the home screen. I mean, I don't want it in the home screen, but that's ridiculous. Of course, you're not going to see it in this because I got the whole thing blacked out. Let me see. Look at it. When I open up my weather, look at it. It's there. You can see it. So I don't know. You're not really hiding it. Look, you see it right there again. So you're not really hiding it. Look at that. You see it in pretty much every application that I pull up. You can see it. Well, except this one, because that's all blacked out. Let me see. Spotify. You can see it in Spotify. You can see it in that. Like, you can see it in pretty much every single app except on the home screen. That's, to me, that's a major fail by LG. I don't like that at all. I don't. When Samsung, when they put in when you could hide it throughout the whole UI, not just the home screen. This is stupid, and I don't like this. I mean, I was so annoyed and irritated when I found out that it wasn't really going to hide the notch throughout the UI. I was really, really annoyed. I don't like it at all. Okay. Now, all right. Let me give it a chance, y'all. Let me maybe it's just because I'm using Nova Launcher. So let me give it a shot. Let me go into home screen. Let me switch to LG Skin. Let me see. Maybe it's Nova Launcher. Maybe that's a problem. Okay. So I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna go back into. I'll use theirs. Press OK. And let's see what happens. Okay. Even though I can't see all my stuff. Let me close this. See if I can. All right. Let me see if I can go back to the movie thing. Find that. Okay, here it is. Let's see. Nope. See, still there. So it doesn't matter whether you're a Nova launcher or using their launcher. You're going to see that stupid notch. So I don't like that. And as y'all can tell by how I'm talking, you can tell I'm extremely annoyed. I really am. I'm very, very, very annoyed. Oh boy. I'm just aggravated right now because I hate that. I really do. So just based on that, there's no way I'm keeping this device. I can't. I just can't because I just don't do notches. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. Just had a little rant. Next thing I don't like, no headphones in the box, which I don't know why LG does this, and they've been doing this for years now. Why would you give me a 32-bit quad DAC that sounds absolutely amazing, and you won't give me a set of headphones? You're going to charge me $800-900 for the device, and you can't give me a set of headphones? That's I don't understand that. I really don't. So that really annoys me as well. 64 gigs of internal storage. It's not enough. Now, I do appreciate the fact that they do give you a micro SD card slot for expandable memory up to 2 terabytes. But everybody can't afford, say even a terabyte micro SD card is expensive. Now, I know you could go 128, 64 or whatever. I know that. But it should have came with at least 128 at minimum, especially if you're going to charge anywhere between $800 to $900. You got to give people more storage. Like the LG V30 came with 64. Why couldn't you up it to 128 with the V40? Everything should be going up. Everything should be getting better, not staying the same. So I'm disappointed they only put 64 gigs of internal memory in this device. Next thing I don't like, the bezel around the display. Now, if you look closely, you could actually see the bezel around the border of the display going around the display. I don't like that. I don't even think you could see that. Let me pull out my V30 real quick. Let's see if the V30 does that. Now, it does it also, but you can't really tell that much. But still, even from this to that, there should be an upgrade where there's no border where you should be able to see that. It should spill all the way over. It should be eliminated all the way over to the sides on each side. Now, you didn't go bezel-less, but you should at least eliminated the bezel on the sides of it. So I don't like that. All right, next thing. This phone only has a 3,300 milliamp battery. Now, I stated that before. The battery life is not great. It's okay. It's not bad. You'll get through a full day if you don't go crazy with the phone. But the fact that the V30 has a 3,300 milliamp, but you put the same size in the next one, like it doesn't make any sense. You're going to charge me $100 more or $150 more for a newer device, but you still giving me the same specs from the old one. Makes no sense. Next thing, the display. Now, the display gets bright, but it doesn't get as bright as it should. It just doesn't. And especially if you're outside on a sunny day and you need max brightness, You'll get max brightness, but it's not going to be as bright as it should be for a phone, that came out at a $800-900 price point. It should be a lot brighter than this, and it's not that bright. Honestly, I got it at max brightness now. This is not that bright. It's just not. And the very last thing I don't like about this device is the extremely slow updates. LG is horrific at updating their OS. They are super, super slow. And I know that because I've had several LG phones, and literally it's all the way into the late summer before you get the next update. And by that time, another new update for a new Android version is coming out. It's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And that could be another reason why they lose their value so quickly. Like right now, you can get this phone for just a little bit over $200. And this phone just came out last year, y'all. Just a little over $200. So I'm not hating on LG or anything like that. They make some good quality devices, but they need to step their game up, really. They need to innovate. And that's the last thing. Really, very slow innovation now. I know with the LG 50, they put some motion gestures in there where you could open up the phone with your veins, and even that's inconsistent. Like these new tricks and things they're putting on the devices is not even consistently and works smoothly. So they need to do a better job, honestly. So I'm definitely not keeping this device. My LG V30 is more than enough, and this is a great device. No notch at all, and I love that. Look at that. Just a little thin bezel at the top, where that's the same thing they should have did with that. They still could have put the two cameras in there or whatever they're going to put in there, but it still could have been a nice little thin, forehead. Now, I don't have a problem with that. Look how thin that is. Like, that's not offensive at all. I could live with that. Okay? Now, just a comparison really quick. See how much bigger that forehead is? See how thin that one is? See, this is the Pixel 2 XL. They should have did that. The same bezel that's in this should have been on that. And this didn't even have facial unlock. So even on the Pixel 4 XL, the bezel should have been this thin. Even with the radars and the motion, all that stuff, no. If it looked like this, people wouldn't have too much of a problem with it. So basically, that's my review of the LG V40. I can't sit up here and say it's a great device. It's a good device. It's okay. For those LG lovers out there, you'll probably like it, but I'm just trying to tell you, it's not much of an upgrade from the 30 to the 40. It's just not. If you have the 30, you'd be better off just keeping that and just saving money. There's just no point. They're both you'd be pretty much buying the same phone twice. Like I said, the only thing you're getting is a bigger phone. A bigger phone, a newer processor, one extra camera, a boombox down-firing speaker. That's pretty much it. They both pretty much do the same thing, and they both have fast and smooth software. This may be a little faster only because it has a newer processor, but this is not slow by any means. And if you do put, I would say, what's that app? Speaker Booster app on here. This is super loud too. Now it's not going to sound the quality is not going to be as good as this one, but this will be more than loud enough for you to deal with. But I'm just trying to tell you, it's not worth it to me. All right, that's my review of the LG V40. Thank you once again to my subscribers for watching and supporting my channel. I'll be back with another video shortly. Thanks again. Y'all take it easy. Peace.